Alright, so Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you again for this time to journal as we go into a conversation, myself and cousin JD. Father, I pray that we just have an open, honest, transparent conversation that can help others but also help ourselves as we journey together. Thank you for this opportunity and just continue to help us journaling. In Jesus' name, amen. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to entry 5 or 6, I can't remember, of JM Journal. Obviously, it's Julian here, ready for another week, ready to talk, ready to chat, ready to gist, bro, with all of you. I'm really excited about today's entry. I've got another guest in the building. I've got my cousin, I've got one of my best friends, my Cody, homie from early dog, Mr. JD.
Early, yeah.
Yo, you selling me, fam?
Yeah, fam.
Ready, yeah?
JM Journals and that.
JM Journal. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man,
Man's here in the building. You know, obviously, last time I had Al in it, so, but you're like another bro in it, so it's like having another sibling in the room.
That's it.
You know, for people that don't know us, you know, man's known you from what, 4 or 5 years old, which is mad in itself.
Considering we're just 25 now, innit? So it's crazy.
Would you say, sorry?
25.
Who's 25?
I was 25 on Wednesday. I was 25 on Wednesday.
Nah, blood, I'm sure there was a few more years on that, you know.
Nah, man.
You sure?
Yeah, man.
Yo, bro, you're in a church building, you know.
26.
You're gonna be lying.
Huh?
And I've got the Holy Ghost, right here, bro.
Is that the Olive Oil?
Olive oil.
Nah,
Hallelujah.
I was 26, though. Let me be real with it.
20 who?
26.
Okay, you keep lying in it, see what going in it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's all right, bro. We're on the third floor. Do you know what I mean? You're a little bit further on the third floor than me, but it's all good. Yeah, we're here. But yeah, man, just thank you for coming through, bro. You know what it is. And we're just gonna have a conversation, fam. You know, see how it goes, see what we talk about. Obviously, there's no plan, fam, because this is, especially these ones, I know when I'm sitting with my people, just an opportunity for us to just talk and gist and talk and find out what going on and that. So actually, first and foremost, bro, like what are your thoughts and feelings about JM Journal so far?
I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, I remember me at the conversation. We had a conversation. I think
man's gonna have to fix that mic, you know.
this might be
it's
mad.
moving
It's
crazy
just
from
dropping still.
You know what
I
I'm
remember
saying?
me at the conversation.
Oh yeah, it was you that told me
Yeah,
that.
man.
You were like, just do it, fam.
Yeah. We had the
Do you know what I
conversation
mean?
like a couple.
This is moving mad. I'm thinking, I'm thinking you have my mic, and I'll have your one because I think I can navigate that one better still.
You can handle it.
Yeah.
That's loud. That's blessed.
Good to go.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know where we were.
Yeah, no. Basically, I was saying I remember having a conversation with you about a month ago. No. I'm lying.
That was more than a month ago because it was September, innit?
It was just before your birthday.
So like
So about 2 months ago now.
Yeah, nearly.
About 2 months ago now. I was just saying that this is something that you want to do. Go for it. Do you know what I mean? And be consistent with it. And I'm proud of what you're doing right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm proud of the consistency and just speaking your truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just being open with the thing.
Yeah, it's not been easy though, fam, at all, fam. Like, obviously, when you're doing stuff like this, man's a greaser, can't even unscrew the thing. Nah, just leave it how it is,
Vaseline
fam.
fingers, you know. Sorry. Vaseline fingers.
Go cold butter, bro.
Vaseline fingers.
But nah, obviously, I think it was needed. Obviously, I've been talking about doing something like this for years, so like obviously getting the vote of confidence from you was a thing, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So like when this continues to go and I'm able to look back in a few years and be like, yeah, this is where I've come from, I can attribute some of that to you, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So appreciate that. But
I love every time.
Yeah, man. It's always been a journey, fam, and obviously you know the story, you know a lot of the story more than most. Do you get me? So even in terms of like the depth of which I've gone to so far, you man will know that it's not all the way there.
Layers to this thing, innit?
There's layers, brother. Not everyone needs to know.
Of course,
the deep is the deep. Maybe one day, I don't know, but for now, it is what it is. But I definitely wanted to get you on there. Why? Because mainly, you know me. You know, you're one of the few people that have been with me from early. Do you know what I mean? Not many people can boast having friendships that last this long. Do you know what I'm saying?
Blessing,
as much as you're trying to say you're only 26, fam, it's the friendship lasts about 26 years. So and we haven't known each other since birth. So you know, somewhere the math isn't mathing. But you know, I'm not trying to expose man now.
I'm 32. I'm proud. So.
That's right.
I'm saying I'm proud of it.
You know what? I was saying this to someone the other day, fam. I was saying, you see, 31, that age. I think that number looks so ugly.
Yeah, 32 is a bit sexier, isn't it?
I don't know about that, but I say 31 just looks like it's a clap number, bro. I'm like, yo,
it's a bit flat batty still. You'll edit that out.
No, bro. We can keep that in, fam. No.
It just looks a bit choppy.
It just looks dead, fam. But
yeah, a bit choppy still.
So 32 looks a bit better, but nah, for real, man. Like, don't you think it's weird that we're like 31 and 32, bro?
Yes, mad.
Like, I remember being younger and just thinking that's bare old, fam.
Nah, for real. I was having this conversation the other day.
Yeah.
I worked with one of the kids and I was like, bro, they were saying they were moving like I was mad old, innit? Like I was a granddad, fam. And I was thinking, bro, like when I was younger, that's the way I looked at it.
Yeah.
Once you touch 30, boy,
you're old, fam.
You're finished.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
You know,
I'm young.
Yeah, we are, bro. We're not old, fam. And I think like we're not even halfway through life. You know, if we go through
like averages and stuff.
Yeah, but even like biblically, the promised age is what 10, which is 70. We're not even near half. Well, we're near halfway, but we're not even halfway. So there's so much more to life that can come. But I remember my primary school teacher said this. I remember this, Mrs. Stacy. She was old, fam. But she might have looked older than what she was because she smoked in it. But she was like, getting older is hard because you feel the same as you were when you were like 18, 19, 20 mentally. Not mentally in terms of maturity, but you don't change much. But like your body tells you that you're older. Like your ability to do things tells you that you're older. And I'm thinking now, like, I understand a little bit.
Oh, 1,000%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've been going football like on Fridays. Like my body tells me.
Yeah.
My knees, my back.
The last 2 times I've balled out, fam. What's happened? Bust my knee last year.
Finished.
And I bust my knee. No. I pulled my groin last year. I was out for like 4 months. And I bust my knee this year. It was football, bro. Joke, man. But I bust my knee this year, and I'm like, bro, like I remember just being able to just get up and just do
straight, no
stretching, no, but that's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason why, man. I mash up now. You know what I'm saying,
bro? I could just go, like,
bro.
Man.
When I used to watch them, like when I was playing ball in uni. I used to see all their man doing mad stretches before games and that. Like I didn't think, this is about preserving, innit? Yeah. I'm like, you man are doing all this and you ain't even starting, bro.
I said to do that.
You man are on the third and fourth in the depth chart, bro. Yeah,
stretching glutes just to sit down.
Just to sit down. Just
madness,
no benches. There was no benches on the sideline for them, man. We stand up, man. I standing up for 2-3 hours, you know.
Yeah, that's why we have the big calves from the strong.
Blood, nah. So obviously now, I think now I realize that even like youngers, I'm like, yo, just take advantage of what you have now, but then also like make sure that you're doing the things like stretching and all those things there. Because telling you, I think everything started moving mad when I was 29. I think 29, that year into 30, I was like, yeah, my body's not the same no more.
That's in your head.
Something just switched from.
That's in your head, man. Come on, man. You feel like just 29?
Bro, I'm set. Yeah, like I'm talking about in many senses. Like obviously, like even when like you drink alcohol and stuff, like you don't even drink loads, but then the next day you're feeling it. I was like, I used to.
I don't drink.
Yeah, yes, that's good. But I did. But like uni days, man used to just go. Man used to be out and then go lectures 9 a.m. thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you're a madman, fam. That's good. That's good.
But I'm saying my body was able to kind of just
take.
But now, bro, I couldn't even think about.
You can't even think about like going out and then trying to go work.
Yeah, or even just not even going out, but I can't even think about like going for drinks.
Yeah, and then
trying to work the next day. Because it's mad. Like my body's like, yeah, Jules, you're not the same as you were before, bro. That quick turnaround thing. That fast metabolism
Nah.
weren't there no more. So yeah, man, just growing old is a bit, I can't say growing old because we're not old, fam. But like,
obviously growing older and that aging.
But then when you think about it, when our parents were our age, like my mum and dad, when they were 31, they were 3 kids deep and married, fam.
Yeah. It's different.
You know what I'm saying?
I say I'm 30. I'm 2 kids deep though, innit? But
yeah. Oh shame. I'm I'm 1 kid deep.
Yeah, man. But now it's different. It is very different. Cause you're deep. So when we met, our parents were around
our
ages.
Yeah. My parents probably mid 20s, like 26, 27. Because if I was 4, 27. So your parents would have been like
a little bit older.
Yeah.
So a few years older.
Yeah. But established though.
Yeah, established. So it's mad. Yeah, so deep. Like had a church, everything. You know what I mean? And obviously,
bro.
It feels like they were different kind of adults.
Yeah. No, but I was having they were, bro. I was thinking about this. I was talking about this to my mum the other day. I was like, I think you guys were different adults, but like you guys were doing real adult stuff earlier than us, man. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because people were getting married, people were like becoming pastors and stuff like that. Because that's a responsibility. That's mad, bro. Like when I think about my bishop, he was like 27 when he took over the church in down south, Trowbridge. I think he was like 27, 28. I'm like, yo, that's early, bro. Like to be responsible for people, you're there, like you're pastoring people, you're shepherding people. It's a different kind of responsibility, man. And I think in some cases, it's made us less mature. In some cases, because we're not taking on.
But I hear that because we're not taking on those kind of responsibilities. But also, do you think? I'm not even going to go into that kind of debate. But do you think that we're given less chances because?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You understand?
We're given less.
Let me not even go into that.
No, we can go into anything, fam. I think we're giving less chances. I think we're babied a lot more. So we're not able to show our prowess in those spaces as well.
Because bearing in mind, Bishop at 27.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I don't care what generation you're from. At 27,
you can be managing outside of.
But you're gonna have certain levels of immaturity. Still at 27. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can be mature and all them things there, but there's gonna be certain elements.
Still
you get me? But then if you're thrown in the deep end, you have to swim. Otherwise, you drown. You understand? So there's that aspect as well. That element as well.
100%. I think sometimes being thrown in forces you to respond a certain type of way. And I think the lack of opportunities for our age group to kind of do stuff, especially in the church space anyway, because if you step outside of the church space, man are managing, man are area managers, man are like doing director roles and stuff like that at early ages.
Of course.
But in this space, we're sometimes babied. And I think in some cases, we kind of play into that as well because of how, I'm not saying we, because I ain't that we no more, you know what I'm trying to say, but there's people,
you're
you know what I'm saying?
Associate pastor and
guy, fam. No, that's defo Pastor Phil as of Jan. But my thing is, I think a lot of us play into it because I think this is the one space, especially the church space anyway, where we kind of regress, bro. We allow ourselves to regress and we allow people to regress us. Do you know what I mean? There's sometimes when I think some people talk to me, even now, and I'm like, blood, you know, I'm a big man. With a job and a youth. And I'm also like who I am now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, put some respect on me, bro. Like, I'm not a child, fam. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think there's some things that we have to do as young adults to assume responsibility and stop shying away, which would enable, I think, force people to kind of put us in positions that we need to be.
That's why when I became pastor at my church.
What's the name of the church, bro? What's the pastor of the church? What's the name of the church? Sorry,
Sanctification Ministries.
Was it Sanctification Ministries? Who's your covering, or don't you have a covering?
Say it again.
You don't have a covering.
Linford Davis.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, man. So when I became pastor 28
of what church again? What's the church called? What's the church called? I need to hear this again. Sanctification Ministries.
Yeah, man. So it's one of them, innit?
Oh, bro.
That's why I had to jump out from certain settings and that because they weren't really pushing, man.
They weren't pushing, man.
They weren't really pushing. Man.
Wasn't good enough.
Nah.
This guy.
Weren't really pushing, man. towards my calling.
This is what you're calling, which is what? Certification people. Certified people.
Certified people. Laid heads.
This guy. Oh, man.
That's got the oil, you know.
What? Oh, bro. Nah, so yeah, man, like, I think we have a lot to do to kind of like assume more responsibility. But it will come with time, and I think maturity will kind of force people to do that as well. Do you know what I mean? So you were there. But now real talk. So obviously now there's certain things, this journey of Mr. Morgan, obviously you'll be aware of, and I think there was a very key moment when was it about a year or two ago, top of last year, and I voice noted the GC, our group chat with the man there, and what?
That's 2020. That's the GC
in the group chat, and I was just saying like, yo, you man, this is what I'm facing, like, and I was quite explicit with like the sex addiction thing, yeah, and sex addiction and then what it kind of caused. And
a man's talking. Oh.
Yeah, bro, listen, you know what?
Joking,
this is my channel, fam.
I hear
you know what I'm saying? This is my thing.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna talk the things, bro. I don't. If I'm gonna talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. But I was very honest about, yo, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm facing. This is how it feels.
Yeah.
And I think in that moment, it's funny because as close as we all are, there's still always things that we sometimes, I wouldn't say hide, but
but try to hold back. Hide to a degree.
But you tighten this too hard, man.
Sorry for.
Now I got greasy hands.
Sorry for. Not the first time.
But real talk. So obviously, I was just like straight up about like, yo, this is what it is. You know, obviously, you man have seen me kind of move mad for years, and just this gal and that gal, and in this relationship still moving mad in this area or whatnot, and obviously the last relationship, we all thought that was gonna be the one kind of thing, and then obviously whatever happened, and then obviously I was just like, boom, this is what's going on. I need you, man, to like pray for man, but also just like hold me accountable to like just what we're doing, innit?
It's more my lane still.
Yeah.
The second
one. Hold me accountable to what I'm doing, innit? And I think in the aftermath of that, you sent me a voice note. Do you know what I mean? And one, it was I can't say it was nice to hear because that's a bit mad to say.
Real, do you know what I mean?
But like it was hearing you say, yo, cuz I understand 100%.
100%.
Because a lot of the time when I've explained this to people, there's a lack of understanding because in reality, I don't expect people to understand because it's not a normal thought process, bro. Do you know what I mean? That when I feel stressed or when I feel down or when I feel like I'm depressed or when I feel like I need to escape, all I want to do is unload, fam.
I said unload.
I
feel you.
Yeah, all I want to do is unload, and that can be by whatever means necessary, bro.
Yeah.
And then if someone else is in the space or can be in the space, like there's that. Then like it's just a blank out, or you're blanking out, and it's just that. I just want to get off and just get off and get off.
Get off and get off.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so when you messaged me, you were like, "Yo, cuz I understand 1000% what you mean." It was nice because I was like, I didn't feel alone.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, someone understands this. Like genuinely understands the plight. Someone understands the turmoil sometimes, and also understands how decisions can be made foolishly, but in the moment there's no regard for sense.
Listen, there's no regard for any consequences that may come after. And this is what this is why I message you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, how can you be doing this and have a complete disregard for any consequences, bro?
Yeah,
it don't make no sense, fam.
But it doesn't make, and it shouldn't make sense.
It shouldn't make sense because,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I remember saying this to my counselor. I was like, yo, I was trying to make my ex trying to understand, like, yo, what it is. Like, I'm not trying to do it to hurt anyone. It's just, I'm just in a zone. I was just in a zone. I didn't really care. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, yo, I don't want anyone else to understand this, because it's not a good way of thinking. It's not a, I wouldn't say not normal, because I think a lot more people deal with it than they let on. Number one, but then I think it's a warped reality, innit? So for me, this whole journey is I've had to rewire in it, and like rethink and how I deal with certain things, so that I don't do that no more. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But like, so when you told me, and we sat down, I remember we sat down, we made like a little agreement, like, yo, we're gonna just like hold each other accountable. We
turned off locations still.
I know you did.
No, you did.
I turned it off.
Yeah, fam.
You know what? No, I didn't. It's on, bro. I turned off the location. So obviously,
but obviously we sat down. We sat down. Do you know what I mean? We made a
did I do that?
Plan to. Do you know what? It might have been a mistake.
Let me see. I don't even know how to get onto the thing. Where is it? Is it Find My, innit? Nah, bruv, have I got your location? So how do I turn mine on for you? Because I got yours. No, it says stop sharing my location. You still got mine, bro.
No, I don't.
Bro, I'm telling you, it says I haven't stopped, fam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you can see where where man is at any time. I can see where you are at any time. Probably needs to do better with it. But it's there though, like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Just so that we can keep each other accountable, just to like,
accountability is important, and I think a lot of the power behind these kind of things. Yeah. Sorry. A lot of the power behind these kind of things is secrecy, bro. It's shadows. Yeah. If you can do this in the shadows, if you can make certain moves in the shadows, then you know what I mean? You can kind of get by like that,
bro. And living in the shadows, like, obviously there's that phrase, whatever is done in the dark shall come to light, bro. That's not always the case, fam.
Nah, it's not always the case.
You can live in the shadows for a long time,
1000%, fam.
And if you justify it within yourself, you're nice. Do you get it? Yeah. So it's just, I think, making a conscious decision to not do that. Yeah. To be intentional, to not do that. I think that's where man have had to kind of man up a little bit and just make more decisions. And I think our conversations have got a little bit more open. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's not to say they weren't open before. It's just that they've got a little bit more open, more transparent, bro. Because you can be friends with people, you can be close with people, and still hide, because you know that part of you is the part that, you know, what if they don't understand? Yeah. If secrets can be held in marriages, you know, it's going to be the same in friendships. But it's not to say that it's okay, but sometimes it's hard to kind of bear everything, because you don't want to disappoint people, innit? Of course. You know, when I'm in a chat, I'm in a friendship circle with 5 of us, 3 are married, 2 of us aren't.
You know what I mean? And you know, and it's mad, because obviously I find myself sometimes looking at them like, oh, wow, like,
them are doing the right thing.
Yeah, man. But do you know what? Yeah, on a real, Linfa got married at 23. Ty got married at what, 25, 26. Fam, I wasn't ready, fam. Blood. If I got married at 23, I'm divorced, fam. I'm divorced at 23 and a half.
If I got married to you, I was with at 23, I'll be divorced, because they weren't the one. They weren't, bro.
No, I'm trying to think.
Trying to work out.
I was with at 23. Oh.
But even...
Oh, shame. Yeah, I know who I was with.
Minus them, internally, man weren't ready, innit?
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. Like not even... Everything else aside, fam. Like, everything else aside, I wasn't ready. Yeah. Like, mentally, like, emotionally. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So...
100, fam. 100.
Yeah, man. So, obviously, I look at that, and... It's hard not to compare. It's hard not to compare.
100%.
And contrast and them things there.
Because and everyone's thinking it. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking it. They're worried. They'll figure out when are you man gonna? And especially.
Yeah.
And then when we go away in those photos, bro.
yeah. But yo,
we can share a car with our kids because
yo, this is
everyone has to have their own car.
Everyone has to have their own car, man. Too many unipities and the wedding rings.
Trust me, fam.
Nah, but yeah, man, it's different. You know what I mean? And obviously there is that we kind of looked at it in a certain light anyway, innit? So it's like certain things haven't helped that.
Nah, 100%.
Haven't helped that.
100%.
Yeah, yo, we'll get there, man.
We'll get there, but it's as much as like we're close, like all of us are close.
Yeah, man.
But there's always that we're like, oh man, yo, everyone's married, bro. Like,
yeah, straight
children.
up. That's obviously like when like you said, when we go away, that's when it obviously is highlighted.
It's so highlighted, fam.
Yeah, it's highlighted, fam. It's highlighted. Highlighted, fam. Just
bro.
Just like we just be there for kids and like that. I just hug Harry tight, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously, like Caleb, and you know what I mean. And obviously, Lee was there. Squeeze them, fam. Just grips them tight. That's a safety blanket.
Yeah, 100%. But you know what? Like, our time will come, bro. Our time will come.
Oh, you sound sad, fam.
Me?
Like, you're making us sound sad, bro. Like,
no, man's cool with where. Yo, right now, where I'm at, like, I'm good. I don't feel pressure as such because I'm not forcing anything, bro. And I'm happy where I am because I feel like I'm quite certain about what I want. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm easy, bro. Yeah. And the thing is, if I was to feed into the external pressures, then that's when it will probably start moving.
What you mean?
In terms of people, bro, I'm at church, bro. Every week, fam, people ask the same questions, fam. I'm who?
You're famous, fam.
Shut up, man. But like, every week it's the same thing.
Yeah.
When are we gonna meet your wife? When are you gonna get married? And all this, like, all the time, fam. Do you know what I mean? And it gets it's not like stressful. It's just annoying sometimes. I'm like, yo, when I'm ready, fam. Yeah. Like,
that's why I don't come to church. That's a terrible excuse, isn't it? I go to church every week, but anyway, carry on.
You go to what? Sanctification Ministries.
Yo, I have to deliver the word, fam. I have to lay down the words, fam.
But like every week it's the same thing, fam. And it's just like, you know what?
It's tedious, man. Like,
it's tedious. One, because I'm like, yo, you man ain't presenting nothing that I'm interested in anyway, bro. Like no straight, fam.
Yeah.
Like, let me not do that.
Yeah.
but like, cause bro, like I'll be straight, fam. Some people that listen, when I mean some people that tried to bring people to me. And I'm like, bro, have you not seen my track record, bro? Like, when it comes to wifeys, like, let's not talk about the other stuff because man doesn't always discriminate. But when it comes to like, when it comes to like who I'm really gonna say on my arm, bro, why are you bringing this person to me, bro?
Yeah,
like, are you mad?
Because
they're saved.
Because they're saved.
But that's not enough, bro. I'm sorry, like,
Holy Ghost filled.
It's not enough, bro. Oh, yo,
it's in their life.
Holy Ghost filled is not gonna make me happy.
A new face.
Huh? What you say?
Holy Ghost filled but need a new face.
Yeah, bro.
I'm joking. Hold tight them minute.
Hold tight the Holy Ghost filled but need new face.
Yeah, hold tight them.
But what I'm saying, like, sometimes people are try. Oh, what about this person? I'm like, bro, are you all right? Like, do you not know who I am? Like, what I'm about? And then also, like, obviously, I know what I want, so I'm calm. I'm Gucci. I don't need no chicken egg girl to come my way, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So it's a mad thing. But back to what we're saying, like so when we've dealt with certain things or the battle and internal struggles, I think one of the things that when I was counselling, when it came to that, was just that the coping mechanism of things, and how that started. Well, there's a few things, to be fair. So I think when it comes to the sexual aspect of it, there was a number of factors that contributed to it playing out the way that it did. Obviously, when I was younger, there was a group of girls at school that were messing around with me for about a year and a half, like doing madness to me, really. And at that time, I think there was an internal kind of shutting off where I was able to not justify, but like I became switched on to a feeling, like a sexual opening, like like 8 years old, bro. Stuff was being done to me. I knew it wasn't okay, but it felt good. Yeah. And I think at that age, you don't really know how to manage that dichotomy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then at the same time, for me, I learned that, oh God, that's how girls like you. If you give them this access to this, they like you like this, and they'll all like start to be on you or whatever. So there was that little, like that a poor connection made between this output and the response that I was getting.
Becomes performance as well.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So from early, there was like this relationship between attention and my penis. Let's be straight.
Yo, 1000%.
Do you know what I mean? So that was that there. And then when I was older, got into secondary school, similar things were happening. Like, but that was more voluntary now. Like I'm going to an all boys school, but then we're linking with all the girls' schools like after school, and like they're liking, man, and yo, this is what I'm on, like MSN days, like yo, what you telling me, like, you know
what blow,
what, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously around 13, 14, become aware of like my parents' relationships starting to decline. And I think I was more aware of, like, I used to hear arguments and stuff. So I used to just like watch porn and bust a nut to go to sleep. When I discovered that I could bust a nut, like,
do you know what I mean? I remember I was deep, fam. I remember the first time I did it, fam. I wanted to put all that. I was like, bro, what's this white juice? I wanted to put it all back in, fam.
But yeah, like when man discovered that he could do that and that experience, and yo, I found that it was helping me sleep. In light of what I was trying to not hear,
I hear that.
There was a poor connection between that experience and and escaping. So as I've grown up now, there's an escapism escape mechanism that's created through this action, but then there's also the stuff from before of there's a tension that comes with being sexualized. Do you know what I mean? So as time's gone on, this just becomes a thing. So it's just normal, bro. So them marrying together, by the time I'm 19 and I'm at uni, and the gal them are freeing it up like no one's business. Do you know what I mean? It was just a thing, bro.
Dangerous concoction, fam.
Bro, obviously I'm not gonna talk about where things are now, but when I was before uni, it was like what, defo maybe 4. Blood, after the first year, bruv, it was like
I said,
just more than 4. It was more than 4.
I said 4+.
Do you know what I mean? But it skyrocketed because when I went to uni, I experienced the tension like never before. Not saying I didn't get it before, but it was different, bro. Do you know? Different, bro. And then, like, at the same time, I'm still escaping home, bro. Do you know what I mean? But then I'm escaping home, but I'm able to go stay at this girl's yard. This girl's yard. And then, I can't say how do you repay them, but I'm like, yo, you just.
I said, had to. I said, you had to pay rent.
Yo, keep my money up though, innit? But like you escape. So I'm escaping. The whole escape mechanism, coping mechanism, plus the poor relationship between attention and things, and that just became a thing, bro. So like when people don't understand or they query as to how and why I'm able or was able to kind of just be so just callous with it, because I was switched off, brother. There was something that was broken in
desensitized.
Completely desensitized.
And brother, and so, like likewise, it started from young, fam. Like very young. You know what I mean? Like certain things went down. Started from very young. You know what I mean? And when things start from young, you become desensitized to certain things. And obviously you can take different turns. Your life can take a completely different turn, and you can kind of like go on a straight. Mine didn't. Do you know what I mean? Mine didn't. Mine went on a negative trajectory. You know what I mean? In terms of my relationship with sex and them things there and a lot of times it was a performance, bro. Like I'm trying to be the best at something.
Be the best, bro.
You know what I mean? Trying to be the best at something. Like if you say oh, like XYZ that was whatever. You know what I mean? Then it's a bonus. You know what I mean? And then you become to
top tree.
Yeah.
Top tree.
I never top tree.
Trying to be on the podium.
Yo, I say top tree and not two or tree. Yeah, what it?
You know what I'm saying? But man's trying to be up there.
Straight up, in everything, bro.
And when it becomes that, it's then, like
then egos attached to
100%.
Then egos attached to the issue.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then it balloons from there and it spirals, fam. And it's dangerous.
It's dangerous because it becomes part of your identity.
100%.
Do you get me?
100%.
Like, so there's a part when I was talking to Alex. Alex mentioned like Superman, JM Superman. I told him, no, I don't like that phrase because that was my alter ego. Like when I was in uni, like, and genuinely, I used to like pretend like I didn't realize till afterwards how like obviously you can spiritualize things, innit? You know what I'm saying? But like every time before I went out, I'm doing the whole Clark Kent.
So you did that.
Like before I'm going out, like just I was wavy innit? I was wavy. It's like, Superman's coming out now. But Superman was
Sasha Fierce.
But this is what I'm saying. I think when I deeped it after, I was like, yo, there was an element of that alter ego kind of coming out because when I'm in that mode, I'm in like, yo, I'm out here to get jab. I'm out here to get numbers. I'm out here to chop, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. You know what I mean? Like when man I go into these outer city raves, fam, and man knows, like as soon as you land in the city, bro, and you're walking around the city, you see this thing, you know that they're gonna be at the place later. Like you're trying to put like work in. Do you know what I mean? Like you're letting them know, like, and then when you're in the rave, like, yo, where you staying? Or this, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's the MO. The motive was I'm getting it in tonight, and that was the MO like for JM Superman. So I don't really like using it. Now literally I was just like, not a fart noise, bro, but Superman noise. Do you know? Yeah, bro.
I hear that, but yo, in essence as well,
it's the like, ego thing, isn't it?
It's an ego thing, but then also it's a way to detach yourself from it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because then it was like that's not me.
Yeah, me.
And then and then when people get to know you, it's different.
Yo, and that's the thing. So I'm very different to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you know me, I'm very different to that. But then it kind of it was a battle for me because that is me as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think that whole, like for me, I think I always try to disassociate between the two. So it was like, so when consequences of this one came up in this space, it's like, that's not me, that's not really what I'm about. You know what I mean? And when and I think this is when my counselor just challenged me. No, not my counselor, my ex, bruv. She was like, but it is you. Bruv, when I had that conversation. And it was hard to hear that, bruv, because I was like, Russ, like, because all this time in life of how many years of being this way of like being one way in one space and then being completely different in this space, like I was able to easily kind of, this is the real me. That's like 5% of man. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But then when it was like, well, that 5% is still you, and that has to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with. I hear that. Because you're not operating in full percent, 100%. Then so like, I think when we're doing these kind of things, these conversations, I think one thing I always want to do is like say like, so how do you, what advice would you give to people that are experiencing what we've experienced? Do you know what I mean? Because it's a real thing, and I think a lot of people are battling stuff in silence. Do you know what I mean? And I'll be straight, being in church, growing up in church, being a Christian, this is one of the hardest things to talk about.
Oh, bro. Listen, I can't sit down and have these conversations. Do you know what I mean? I think, and that's one thing that I'm trying to instill in myself as a parent as well. And not to say that my parents, do you know what I mean, are at fault in any way, shape or form because they're not, do you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking, just me as a parent moving forward, I need to be open to these conversations, and I always joke about, cause I've got two daughters.
Yeah.
My eldest big girl's turned 10.
Jeez.
Youngest is 8. You know me, so and I always joke about, like, obviously when I'm older, I'm gonna no man can I'm gonna stick on anyone, and I probably will, but yeah,
100%.
But you have to be. I always say that I have to be open to the conversations with them.
Yeah,
they can't be scared to come to me with anything. You understand? Because I feel like that's when you start to then go to the shadows, bro. Yeah. Because you can't step into the light and have these kind of conversations. So I think being open,
and it's hard.
Is a massive thing.
It's hard enough because, like, when you think about our parents, I don't think my parents were ever against having open conversation. If anything, they encouraged it.
I didn't want to have the conversation,
but there was still that thing inside. I don't want to have the conversation.
I didn't want to have the conversation.
I don't want to disappoint you. So I think as parents, like, trying to create that atmosphere where, you know what, I may not agree with what you do, but I'm never gonna, like, hate you or dislike you for what you do. Do you know what I mean? I may not understand, or I might not agree, but it doesn't change my love for you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And creating that atmosphere, 100%. Especially in this day and age, bro. The way the things are going with children, do you know what I mean? Like, those conversations or that atmosphere needs to be open even earlier, bro. Because I'm thinking, bro, if things were happening to us when we were like 8, in reality, there's certain things that probably were going on a little bit earlier. But, like, I wonder what, like, when I think about the first time a little girl touched my things, I was like 6, bro. The same age as Caleb. Now, bro, like, if I'm hearing, I can't imagine. That's mad to me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I think just creating the spaces as parents for children to express, you know, and that's one thing I will say about my son's mom. She does very, very well. I think she gives him a voice. You know, we may not agree on a lot of things.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? But she does give him a big voice. Obviously there's pros and cons to it because you're still the parent. But I think she's created an atmosphere for him to be very open and honest about his feelings, which is good. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's probably one area that I probably can do better in, because I'm from a utilitarian, like a parent that I'm the parent, you're the child kind of thing. Not in like a disrespectful way, but it's like, there's still decisions that I will make as a parent. You just have to roll with it regardless. But just ensuring, I think, in this day and age, if we don't provide those spaces for your kids, they're gonna find it somewhere else, bro. And there's some weird people.
I find it on TikTok, on Snap.
Yeah. And there's some weird people out there, fam. And I'm not trying to go jail. Not too early anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
So yeah, bro. Like, so you're saying that even your experience of what we've gone through in terms of, like, sex addiction, all that kind of stuff, is, in terms of your parenting, it's kind of influenced how you want to parent the girls and that.
100%. But then I think tackling the issue or attempting to tackle the issue, attempting to tackle the root of the issue, the root cause. And I think counselling. I started counselling this year.
How's it going?
To be fair, so I've done like I did like 12. I've done like 12 weeks.
Sessions, 12 weeks.
12 weeks.
3 months. Yeah.
Good
amount though.
It's been a good experience so far for me. Obviously you did a Christian counsellor.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, but that's how it turned out.
Yeah. So mine isn't. So, like, some of the coping mechanisms or coping techniques are a bit. You know what I mean? I remember I said, I was like, yo, listen, obviously, if I feel urges to do whatever, and, like, if say you masturbate and then the man just wanna, I'm cool. He's like, nah. I was like, but I don't want that to be a go-to, a coping mechanism. That can't be a coping mechanism for me. Cause that ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he was like, nah, that's a good. It's good one. If it works, it works. You know what I mean?
But you sometimes say, like, as a Christian, that don't work.
Yeah. Like, but obviously, he was like, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, do it. I was like, go. You know what I mean? So it's like one of them. So, but now overall, yeah, it's been good to speak. You know what I mean, and speak and address, and obviously certain techniques and certain strategies that I've been able to implement in my everyday life, like writing letters to my younger self, or
I thought done doing that, fam.
Listen, no, straight up, but like writing letters to like individuals in my past that, do you know what I mean? And being able to kind of face up to the certain things that happened in my life. That really and truthfully, I really isolated in my mind. So put to the side, and really they've been in my peripheral. So they've had a massive impact on my life in general, in my actions, in the way that I move in my relationships, and the fact that I don't trust nobody. You know, it's obviously I do, but it's a very difficult thing to, if you're outside of here, my inner. I don't really deal with you. You know me. You know what I mean. So that's that. So really kind of trying to pick up on those issues and deal with those issues at source. And that's been difficult, bro. I've had to look in the mirror,
brother.
Do you know what I mean?
Literally, fam. And counselling will bring things to the surface, bro, and force you to face things.
Do you
get me? Things that you didn't, like you said. I think what you were saying about like things on the peripheral, but they're on the peripheral, but they impact everything that you do.
Bob, listen, like they're in it, but like, yo, if they come around here, I'm like this, in it. Like, you know what I mean? Yo, they come around here, like this, you know what I mean? So they're there, and you know what I mean? So yeah,
it's a mad thing, fam. It's just, but I think counselling, I think definitely something that we in our culture we have to encourage a lot more as well. But I think like the right counselling, because as much as like there's some great techniques that was given, like obviously I'm a Christian. Like you're on the journey, you're a Christian as well. But like your journey, like, we're all journeying, innit? We're all journeying, but like sanctification ministry. Say less, but we're all journeying, and then I think sometimes that's why, because once someone came to me and said, "Don't get a Christian counselor." Someone said that to me. I was like, bro, like I'm not. I know what it's like to. I don't want to be Bible-ified in my sessions. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I think in my journey, I'm realizing the word is the ultimate authority. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad I got a Christian counselor. Do you know what I mean? Cause I never forget. What's the scripture? There was one time I was really feeling bad. There's one day I think my counselor called me on the wrong day, fam. And I was like, no, I just feel mad guilt, fam. I feel just crazy guilt. And then she said, you know what, Julian, you're allowed to feel sorrow, but it has to lead to the right thing. And she was like, she's like, this is the scripture I need you to embed in your brain. She said, 2 Corinthians 7 verse 10, for godly sorrow produces repentance, leading to salvation, not to be regretted, but the sorrow of the world produces death. And she was basically saying, like, if what you're feeling, not guilt.
My counselor said something like that.
Yeah, but
no, it didn't. Still.
No, it didn't. But my counselor said, if what you're feeling, if it leads to a change of action, then it's not bad.
Okay.
But like this sorrow that a lot of us get caught on, like guilt and shame, that just leads to more negative feelings. That's not the sorrow that God wants us to have. Like if the sorrow leads us to returning away from what we're doing, because like she was like, you're allowed to feel what you're feeling. Like, yeah, do you feel bad? She was like, you're allowed to feel bad because it's a human emotion, but let that lead to something different. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of the time, what man were doing before was like letting that guilt kind of just fester and lead to more crappy decisions. And she just challenged me. She's like, no, I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel shame. But yes, let that feeling of disappointment in yourself lead to a choice of action that leads to better decisions, that leads to true salvation. And I was like, okay, say less, man. And I think that's been something that I've kind of dealt with. So like, even when I wouldn't say slip ups, but when things of like, when I haven't made the best choice, I'm choosing, okay, you know what, let me use this decision, or I don't want to feel this again. So I'm putting things in place that I don't have to do that again. So I'm leading to better decisions. And I think so even in that moment, it was good. I think I needed a Christian counselor because I needed to rebuild my faith again. Do you know what I mean? Because I was broken, fam. I was like, I'm tired of this. I was like, God, I don't want to feel this. And the reason why I feel this is because of the standards that I'm trying to live by. Like, you know, the amount of times I've bartered in life with God and said, God, just let me be able to do this thing. Like if the sex thing wasn't a problem for you, my Christianity would be perfect.
All right, bro.
I'd be nice.
I hear you. So, and obviously, I feel like it's difficult because of the position you hold.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think because of the position you hold, you're under a lot of pressure. Do you know what I mean? You're under a lot of pressure because, and Ty, Ty's always saying this, that you have to be above reproach.
Above reproach, yeah.
Above reproach, bro.
Better.
You know what I mean? And obviously it's difficult. But you know what I mean? It's difficult, especially when you struggle with certain things. But that's why it's important to obviously put things in place. But then also you're talking about obviously the guilt and the sort of leading to worse decisions. I've been there, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, and then you feel like you're self-sabotaging as well. You know what I mean?
Bruv,
your self, you know what I mean, and that's a whole different discussion. But like,
literally,
your self-sabotage has been a
theme, bro.
Yeah, man, a reoccurring theme.
Yeah,
for me, for us. So, yeah, man, and like you said, I think it's about if you want to live above reproach, it is about putting them things in place because
100%.
As I've seen personally, bro, I can't do this by myself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if I'm left to my own devices, like hasn't gone well for me. Hasn't gone well for me. That's why I think that counselling's helped me because obviously I've looked at certain things, and then I'm able to.
But even still, fam, you still need community, and you still need. Of course. But I think one thing that's been hard for me is finding those safe spaces, even in, because I think people are well-meaning.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes that doesn't lead to wisdom. Do you know what I mean? Like, 100%, man. You need to put things in place, and I think that's what helped when I realized that regardless of the journey that I'm on, I still need to make practical decisions. Because I was trying to spiritualize the thing, like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna be free and da 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 and all that. Not to say that God doesn't work, because He does, but then God also calls us into a space of action, bro. Do you know what I mean? Faith without works is dead, bro. Do you know what I mean? You have to put some things in place. So I think for me, recognizing that, yo, Judah, you can't go to this place, bro. You can't go there. You can't go here, because that's not gonna help that situation. And it might seem might mean that I live minimalistically in some cases, but I'd rather pattern and say no than throw myself into a fire, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I was talking with someone the other day, I was like, yo, it's like walking into a fire and literally just expecting to not be burnt, bro.
Like you're trying to challenge yourself.
Like, bro, I don't want to challenge myself to get burnt, bro. Like, what's that? I'd rather stay away and be cool. Do you know what I mean? If you've got fireproof clothes on, then that's cool. You do your thing. But me, that's not me. That's not where I'm at. So I think that's where like just wisdom's coming. So I remember there was one time. Yes, people, thank you for tuning into this entry. Part 2 will be out next week. So make sure you tune in. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, and keep journaling.